concerns in cybersecurity. Now, cybersecurity is important for our society, but it does raise a few ethical concerns, and I'll be talking about three important aspects of those, namely privacy, responsibility, and fairness. Now let's move on, or let's jump ahead straight into privacy versus security. Now, in order to detect a cyber attack, many systems need to monitor user activity and then collect the data, then analyze for behavior patterns. Now, this might prevent cyber attacks, but what it certainly does is constantly observe individuals. Now, this brings up our first ethical concern of how much surveillance is acceptable in the name of security. Now, in a very digitalized society such as Singapore, where people heavily rely on digital systems such as health, digital banking, smart infrastructure, all of this makes it even more critical for us to balance between security and privacy. Now let's move on to the second ethical concern of data responsibility and misuse. Now, in today's context, many companies, many organizations collect massive amounts of personal data, and if this personal data is not properly protected, what happens? It causes severe consequences. Now, a very well-known example would be the example of SingHealth data breach. Now, what happened is that the personal data of approximately 1.5 million patients were compromised, and that includes sensitive medical data. Now, this incident highlights how even the most well-designed, well-developed systems are yet to be immune to cyber attacks, and also brings up the concern of how are our data being handled, or how is it being protected. But above all, it brings up the ethical question of who is responsible for a system failure. Is it the engineer? Is it the organization? Or is it just the system itself? Now let's move on to the third ethical concern of security divide. Now, large organizations and governments are often able to equip themselves with the proper advanced, strong cybersecurity protection. However, individuals such as you and I are not able to do that. And even small businesses are